how can SGX take it another step further in terms of commodities? Because again, like I said, everyone I know that talks commodities talks about Singapore needs to do more to compete with the likes of China, to compete with everyone else.
So Singapore is an international hub, including commodities business. We ourselves over the years have expanded our commodities business into a virtual steel mill. So today a participant can trade cargo and freight on a platform that is efficient and capital efficient, in particular for the participants. Not only just in the iron ore, we have also the benchmark for rubber. At the same time, we partner up with the New Zealand Exchange and now have the dairy derivatives on the exchange. And not forgetting our Baltic Exchange, which is really the global benchmark for freight. And we've recently also added electric vehicle matters as part of the overall offering. So it is clearly an asset class and in particular commodities that represents an industrializing Asia. And we've been able to financialize the contract. Screen trading is now over 60%, and the overnight participation is close to 20%.
Just really quick, can I ask you, because we're here at the SGX, and every day I see a fresh IPO, and it's obviously, it runs
some listing
exactly,
of some kind.
exactly, and it runs counter to what a number of exchanges around the world are currently facing, barring, of course, the United States, because everyone's always going to IPO there. But in terms of what your expectations are, because you mentioned that you're perhaps a little bit worried about the global environment, are you expecting any kind of weakness on the IPO front, or is it just going to be full steam ahead?
Well, I think generally equity markets, broadly speaking, has been influenced by the macro environment that we're in. As I said earlier, generally a higher risk environment, maybe poised to decline, but it's not just a rate decline environment. I think in the US, while the likely scenario could be a soft landing, I think we're still months ahead down that journey. And I think for many exchanges, including the SGX, I think the pipeline is there. But I think what you need is a sustained improvement in the macro conditions for investors to be willing to subscribe to IPO. It's not just the IPO per se, it's really the aftermarket performance sustained on a medium to long-term basis.
Right. Sir, I'm also given to understand that the over-the-counter Forex franchise has been making good progress and average daily volumes have reached $100 billion there. Now, we know that Forex, in terms of liquidity, is the biggest market in the world. What target do you have over there in terms of greater participation and more depth in this market? From 100 billion, where do you want to go?
We have set the initial target of reaching 100 billion ADV, average daily volume, by FY 2025 or earlier. And in the last few months, we have reached that level. But I think what's more important is we have brought together a greater pool of FX liquidity beyond just the OTC FX on the back of the strength of a listed FX futures. More importantly, the investors trading into Asia looks at equity, looks at commodities, look at derivatives, look at currency. So I think they can complement that very well. And we expect our FX volumes, whether that's listed FX futures or OTC FX, to continue to grow. And importantly, there are many more markets and client segments that we can cover and promote our overall business.
We are flat out of time. I've been told to wrap, but I've just got a quick